you need to work on yourself. If you just try to be pampered, and if you're trying to be soft, and if you're trying to be the victim and all stuff, you're not going to go anywhere. We need to get stronger. We need to get tougher. We need to not be afraid of failure. We got to face adversity. Adversity breeds character. We have to be willing to go through hardship, through suffering. Don't shy away from any of that because it just makes you stronger.
There's been a constant war, a war with fear. Those who have the courage to conquer it are made free, and those who are conquered by it are made to suffer until they have the courage to defeat it. This is where we make a choice. Either I fight now or I fight later. When you put off this fight, you allow your fear to grow stronger. You allow it to morph into something that will drag on for years and haunt you down until you have the courage or force to fight it. Why not face it now?
Our minds are morphing from minute to minute if we let them. If you are not paying attention, if you are on cruise control, then your mind is not under your own control. We can't be in cruise control. You can't let your mind be in cruise control. You have to be cognizant of what you're thinking. You have to be cognizant, you have to be aware of how you are being influenced.
Don't never let anybody take your belief in yourself away from you because they hurting inside. Don't you never let nobody do that. Always believe in who you are in the darkest moments, man. In the darkest moments, when you at that pain, when you at the bottom, I know that you're gonna get back up. But you gotta believe that you're gonna get back up.
Make it a resolution of discipline to get better, smarter, healthier, more productive, to eat cleaner, live more, to go and do.
Don't waste your life. Set your goals high. Quit thinking about what's wrong. Start thinking what's right. Love a little more, hate a little less. You have no idea what you're capable of doing.
You have nothing in this world to conquer or to challenge or to transcend apart from your mind. All your neighbors live here. Your enemies and friends live here. Your gods and demons live here. And yourself, imagined, lives here.
100% means that you are 100% accountable for your life. Take 100% responsibility for your choices. Your life will be determined far more by the choices you make than it will by your circumstances. Intellect and talent carry no weight unless you're willing to make the correct choices.
Sacrifice is a contract with the future, but it's not a contract with any particular person. It's a contract with the spirit of humanity as such. It's something like that. And so when you think about it that way, that should make you faint with amazement, because that is such a bloody amazing idea, to come up with that idea that you can bargain with the future. We suffer, what do we do about it? We figure out how to bargain with the future.
The work comes before the belief. And what that actually means is that you're going to have to do some work, and you're going to have to keep doing it, and you're going to have to do it when you're not seeing a result, and then a result will begin to sprout as you do this. You're going to have faith, all right? And when that result starts to sprout, start to have some belief. You say, hey, shit, I can do this. This is actually working. And then you work a little bit more, and a little bit more success sprouts. And that's how this goes, and that's what that saying means.
Control the things you think about. You can actually control how you feel. You can control what you think, and you can definitely control what you do. Do not be a slave to influence. You gotta be the master of your mind. You gotta control your mind. You gotta exercise mind control. That means you gotta pay attention and be aware all day. That's what you gotta do.
Stop trying to be a traffic policeman in your own head. Let it run. Just remain detached like you're witnessing. The witness is never involved in the scene that it's witnessing, because the moment you become involved in the scene, you become part of the scene. So the witness has to stand apart. Just keep witnessing first your traffic, the mind stuff, and it's daily. It's your family, friends, a job, and money, things, weather, everything that's coming up.
So we come from a generation when something is broken, we don't throw it away, we fix it. When you can be happy in the midst of hardship, then you see the true potential of the mind. When you can't control what's happening, control how you respond to it. That's where your power is. Control what you can control. I can control my attitude, I can control my words, I can control my perspective, I can control the lens of which I see it. Because if I can control what I can control in the moment, what's happening externally is not gonna affect and impact my true potential and my true advancement as a person.
We're built to walk uphill. And when you reach the pinnacle of the hill, you want to stop and appreciate the vision, but the next thing you want is a higher hill in the distance, because it's from the uphill climb that we derive our value, and I mean this technically. So almost all the positive emotion we feel, especially the emotion that fills us with enthusiasm, that's experienced in relationship to a goal. You want a goal that you can never attain, right? So you can always move closer to the goal that recedes as you move towards it. Because as you pursue that goal, you put yourself together and your life does get better and richer and more abundant.
Your life and you are entirely up to you. You will eventually live the life that you design. So give 100%. It will bring fulfillment and hope and light and joy into your life, regardless of where you come from, regardless of those traumatic or difficult circumstances that want to weigh you down and pull you away from your purpose here in life. When you give 100%, you will change your story.
And I ask you this question, do you really love yourself? And the reason I'm asking you this is, if you really loved yourself, would you still be accepting less? If you really loved yourself, would you still be settling for less? Would you still be doing less? Would you still be around less? Would you still be that environment? Would you still be just accepting what the world gives you? Would you still just believe in opinions put on your life that have no idea the plan that God has for your life? Would you give a half-assed effort with your kids and parenting? Would you give a half-assed effort in your relationships, your friendships, your business? But the truth is, the matter is, we don't really love ourselves if we're not giving our best effort to ourselves.
So if you're in this phase where it doesn't feel like it's worth it, where it doesn't feel like it's very fun, just remember, if you keep going and you do not let your feelings dictate what your actions will be, the results will always be there.
Whatever your fear is, your faith is stronger. But the faith will only come when you put it into practice. You must test yourself against yourself and believe that anything that I come up against must also come up against me. You must be willing to stand on the shores of life and let the waves of problems, trials, and tribulations try to wash over you, and stand there on the shore and say, I've made it. I made it because I stood here and withstood all that came up against me. Life is full of battles. You always go in one. But when you go through it, You'll come out stronger. You'll come out faster. You're a warrior. And everything inside of you must become a constant conversation of overcoming, because war is coming. The war of your finance, the war of relationship. You must be willing to fight every way you can until you win. It's never over unless you quit. In a warrior's code, there is no surrender.